Good evening, everyone. I didn't even have to say anything. You can tell these are future teachers' families because you just got quiet when it was time to get quiet. So thank you so much for that. My name is Colleen McKinley. I'm the Director of Educational Partnerships and Programs, and with that comes the honor of being the Director of the Teacher TRAC program. And we're very excited to have you here this evening as we recognize and celebrate our 2019 Teacher TRAC graduates and wish them well as they continue their journey to becoming a teacher. We've also arranged to have the ceremony recorded this evening, so we'll be sharing that with the students, and it will be available online sometime after the ceremony. So this is the first time we've been able to do that. And this is Cerritos College's 19th Teacher TRAC graduating class. And it's my honor to be the first to recognize that we're going to kick off our 20th year and celebrate several things this evening because of that. But first, before we get into the evening, I wanted to introduce some important and special people that are here on stage with me and that are here to celebrate you as well. First, I'd like to introduce our President and Superintendent, Dr. Jose Fierro. We also have with us Dr. Shireen Pavri, the Dean of the College of Education at Cal State Long Beach. Rick Miranda, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Dr. Adriana Flores Church, Vice President of Human Resources. Felipe Lopez, Vice President of Business Services. Fred Gaskin, who is the former Cerritos College president from the years 1991 to 2000, who was an integral part of starting this program and is here to celebrate with us this evening and help present a scholarship. We also have Chris Espinosa, who will be presenting a scholarship this evening as well. And the success of Teacher TRAC, of course, is due to the commitment of those that I've introduced, but we also have a leadership team that dedicates hours every week to the success of this program. We have Dr. Kimberly Rosenfeld, who is the Education Department Chair and Speech Faculty member. And of course, the counselors that you've worked very closely with over your time here at Cerritos College. Chris Sugiyama, Teacher TRAC counselor. Francesca Bello. Teacher TRAC counselor, Claudia Kini-Zappa. And then we have other special guests that you will hear from later this evening that are elementary teachers or former graduates from the program. We have Michelle Pinedo. And Tammy Francis, who was part of our very first graduating classroom. So it's now my pleasure to introduce our president and superintendent for a special welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. There we go, get better. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate all of you sharing this special evening with us and with our students. First, I would like to recognize all of our students that are completing the first milestone in their educational career tonight. So if you please stand up, all the students. Congratulations, we're really proud of you. Don't sit down yet. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of your accomplishments. And we know you're gonna do great things. But you wouldn't be here today without the help and support of your family and friends and your professors and your counselors and anyone that has touched you even when you have not even noticed that they have contributed to your success. So I want you to turn around and thank everyone in the audience for what they have done for you. Now you may sit. So, my name is Jose Fierro, and I have the privilege to be the president and superintendent of Cerritos College. And today is a very special evening for us. We're going to talk a little bit about your success and how we all got here. And as I said, it is important for you to say thank you and recognize those who helped you to get here to this point. And it's equally important for you to remember to come back and help others reach the same level of success as you're reaching, and as you move on, continue to pay it forward. It is important to do that every single time you reach a milestone, every single day, because that is what it keeps our society going around. That is what it makes us better every day. Sometimes, just by saying thank you, you make a big difference, and you don't even know the difference that you make. And sometimes people do things that you don't even know they happen, but they help you succeed. So, Teacher TRAC was created 19 years ago. And over the last 19 years, thousands of students have benefited from this program, and thousands of students have changed the lives of others in the classroom after graduation. And they will continue to change lives. So 19 years ago, two individuals that are here with us today, Ms. Sue Parsons, please help me recognize Ms. Sue. Dr. Fred Gaskin, worked collaboratively with the leadership and the faculty at Cal State Long Beach to create the first teacher preparation program here at Cerritos College, that now is a state and a national model for teacher preparation. Same program you are graduating from today, and the same program that have graduated thousands of teachers over the last 19 years with the same great partners at Cal State Long Beach. And you probably don't even know who created, didn't even know who created that program, and the teachers that initiated that, and the resources that were used to get us to this point. But there were people there trying to make a difference, paying it forward for a difference that someone else had made in their lives prior to that. So as we kick the 20th year of the teacher preparation program, I would like to announce the generous donation of a gift value over $1 million by two former educators that wish to remain anonymous. This generous gift is earmarked to continue to maintain the legacy of the Teacher TRAC preparation program and to make sure that we continue to train the teachers of the future, just like you are. So before, this gift comes from two former educators, just like you will be one day once you reach that point in your career. And a program like this and a teacher preparation was integral on them becoming teachers and how they are returning the favor now. This generous donation is being made in honor of Ms. Sue Parsons, the founding director of our Teacher TRAC program. So please help me thank Ms. Sue again. So now please join me giving a vigorous round of applause to honoring the Teacher TRAC preparation program that inspired the donors to provide this remarkable legacy gift for many students in the near future. So my challenge to you now is that as you continue to be successful in your career, you remember to thank others. You remember to make a positive impact on everyone around you. and the one day in the near future you're able to come back and mentor or contribute to Cerritos College or any other teacher track preparation program, so many other teachers continue to have a successful career like the one you will have. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Fierro. I want to take a moment and recognize somebody that I left off of the recognitions up here. I neglected to introduce Rigo Castro, who is one of our councils. And you'll see when you're in the classroom that often there'll be that one little thing that you prepared for so well and then you forget it. So I'm just demonstrating what's going to actually happen to you when you're in the classroom. So next, I'd also like to take the opportunity to introduce some special guests that are in the audience. My team from Educational Partnerships and Programs who support our teacher track students on a daily basis and really are the ones that worked very hard to put this event together. My right-hand woman, Monica Castro, and Anthony Oliva, Jennifer Gomez, who many of you may have gone through the Summer STEM Academy with, Matthew Boteo, Maria Castillo, and Destiny. We have Dr. Stephen Levine, the Interim Dean of Disabled Student Programs and Services with us this evening, as well as two very important high school partners. We have Frida Vedgama from the Downey Education Pathway. Are there graduates this evening that came from Downey High School? All right, Downey High School. And then we also have Laura Rayum, who is our dual enrollment a faculty member who is teaching at Cerritos High School, and students are completing 2 of the teacher track courses while still in high school. So I believe Laura Rayum is in the audience this evening. And just as Dr. Fierro pointed out how important the supporters that you have that are your friends and your family, I want to recognize all of you and thank you for being here and joining us to celebrate this amazing achievement that your students are being recognized for this evening. So thank you for being here. Lastly, I'd like to recognize Sue Parsons, who we've mentioned a couple of times this evening, who refuses to sit up on the stage. But I've been with the college for almost 3 years now and have been working very hard to try and fill those shoes. But she continues to be an amazing supporter of this program, and we appreciate the continued support, even in retirement. Brought me to Cerritos College is that I was a high school math teacher in my former life. And as I've worked with all of you, whether it's in serve training or coming by your education classrooms, I'm confident that the children in your future classrooms are going to be in good hands. So students, your journey will continue as you leave Cerritos College, but we also feel very strongly that the foundation that you've built here is going to serve you very well no matter where you transfer. You've chosen a profession that touches the future every day, and on behalf of the Teacher Track program, congratulations and keep working very hard towards your goal. So as we mentioned, Teacher Track graduated its first class in 2001, which included 12 students, one of which we have on stage with us this evening. And all of those became either future elementary teachers or secondary teachers. Some are administrators. You're going to get to hear about Tammy's journey soon. But this evening, 19 years later, we now have 3 pathways: elementary, secondary, and career technical education. And next year, we are going to be launching a partnership with the Child Development Department, and we'll have an early childhood pathway in the program as well. We work with an incredible network of over 200 transitional kindergarten through 12th grade teachers in ABC Unified, Bellflower Unified, Downey, and Norwalk La Mirada. And tonight we're celebrating 63 students who will be transferring to continue their work to becoming a teacher. And so it's amazing that the growth that the program has had over the years. Many of our students here tonight have worked full-time or part-time while attending college. Some are parents balancing home, school, and work. Some are the first in their family to attend college. Some have overcome extreme hardship and adversity to reach their goal. All of you have worked tremendously hard. So in a few moments, I'm going to be calling each of you up and we'll introduce your future goal as a teacher, as well as where you are transferring to. In Teacher Track, it has become a tradition to give each graduate a golden apple as a symbol of your accomplishment. We hope that this apple will remind you about what you have accomplished and what your future goal is as you continue to pursue it. In addition to the apple, we also have a special certificate of recognition for you to pick up in the foyer in front after the ceremony from State Assembly Member Cristina Garcia, as well as Assembly Majority Leader Ian Calderon. I'd like to ask Chris Sugiyama and Claudia Kilizapa to come up to distribute the golden apples to our students. All right, first we have Nayeli Jimenez, who is on the elementary pathway and will be transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Next, Daisy Perez Villasenor, who is also on the elementary pathway and will be transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Lizbeth Oreo, elementary pathway, transferring to, I'm not sure, where are you transferring to, Lizbeth? Long Beach. Cynthia Herrera, who is the elementary pathway. And she's also transferring to Long Beach. Ricardo Ceballos, who is single subject pathway in English, transferring to UC Irvine. Mary Toledo, who will also become an elementary teacher. Annette Hernandez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Maricela Vargas, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Elizabeth Luna, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Dominguez Hills. Monse Soa, she even spelled this phonetically for me. So it's Monse Soatstagi, and she is on the elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Ashley Bonita Cedillos, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Amber Roa, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Cassidy Curiel, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Amanda Lydia Chaidez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Giselle Martinez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Brenda Vasquez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Brenda Martinez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Jose Pinelo, secondary pathway in English, future English teacher. Flor Nunez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Ronnie Wilson, secondary pathway, future English teacher, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Genesis Recinos, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Alyssa Perez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Marisol Hernandez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Darnina Collins, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Maricela Garcia, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Yaneli Garcia, elementary, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Corelli Adeza, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Susanna Nicole Almada, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Katrina Garcia, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Vanessa Sanchez, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Abigail Herrera, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Christiana Gastelum, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Victoria Estrada, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Michelle Canto, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Sandra Cantoron, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach. Karina Martinez, elementary pathway. And Daisy Perez Villaseñor, elementary pathway, transferring to Cal State Long Beach, which we may have already covered. So you can see why we have such a strong partnership with Cal State Long Beach. We have a lot of graduates coming to you, Dr. Fabry, next year, so congratulations, graduates. At this time, we will be presenting our Teacher TRAC scholarships. We had many worthy students who applied this year. The students receiving awards this evening do not know that they are receiving these awards, so it will be exciting to surprise them with this honor. Graduates, your motivation, dedication, and resilience have inspired many individuals. 13 years ago, Mrs. Jill Colbath and Dr. Kent Colbath, who is a retired earth science professor from Cerritos College and a member of the Teacher TRAC leadership team for many years, announced that they started a Teacher TRAC fund to be used annually for scholarships, and the Eruditio Scholarship was established. Eruditio means the quality of having or showing great knowledge or learning, scholarship. This is very fitting for the three individuals who will be receiving $1,000 this evening. It is my pleasure to ask members of the leadership team to present the 2019 Eruditio Scholarship Awards. First, we have Kimberly Rosenfeld.
This scholarship recipient said that she is choosing a career in teaching in order to improve the overall quality of education and wants the chance to change the lives of her students. She has completed the Teacher TRAC program while also working as a tutor and coaching soccer. Through her fieldwork and tutoring, she has been inspired by a severely autistic student that she says has worked with and shared in her scholarship application that she, quote, felt so much joy and happiness knowing that she made a positive impact in his life. Her mentor teacher noted that the students in her classroom loved working with her and that she is patient, has a strong work ethic, and adapts easily to changes. Please join me in congratulating Susanna Amanda, our first recipient of the Eruditio.
The next scholarship recipient wants to be a special education teacher and was inspired by family members who were diagnosed with autism. Seeing the difference that school made for them motivated her to want to make a difference for other children with disabilities. In high school, she was involved in a club called Teen Connection that joined special education students with general education students, where they interacted at lunch events. She learned that students with disabilities are capable of everything regular students are able to do. This student has an impressive 4.0 GPA here at Cerritos College. A faculty member wrote that she stood out among her colleagues in professionalism, academic excellence, attitude, and teamwork. She has a remarkable ability to explain a concept, but her humility and kindness make her approachable and a valuable resource. Please join me in congratulating Lizbeth Barajo Morales.
The third Cerritos scholarship recipient said that the moment that the student learned something and makes sense of what they are learning is perhaps her favorite thing. Through her fieldwork hours in her education classes, she was able to experience several of these moments. While completing the teacher track program, this student also worked as an instructional aide in LA Unified. It has not been an easy road, but through it all, she shared that she learned to never give up. She was able to share this outlook recently with a student she works with who recently moved to the US and was having difficulty acclimating to the new environment where she didn't speak English. It has been inspiring for her to see the progress that her efforts have made with this student. Please join me in congratulating Vanessa Sanchez Soto, our
The Esther Espinosa Scholarship was established by the Espinosa family in memory of their mother and grandmother, a longtime educator in the Nora La Mirada School District. We are grateful that the Espinosa family honors Esther's memory by annually awarding a scholarship. This year, the scholarship is in the amount of $1,500. Here this evening to present the scholarship award is Christopher Espinosa, Esther's son.
The student selected for this scholarship highly impressed the scholarship selection committee. He shared that it took a decade to find purpose and will to come back to college, which was after starting a family. His love of literature and success at Cerritos College caused him to develop a respect for the power of education. Doing his fieldwork at the high school level inspired him to become a secondary teacher to help students discover their own passions and harness it into a successful future. The faculty member wrote his letter of recommendation, shared that one of his research presentations and paper was, and I quote, "perhaps the best I've seen." His work was so exemplary that he was invited to present at the Southern California Conference for Undergraduate Research in the fall of 2018. This student is highly motivated, active learner with ambition, resolve, and grit, and will to thrive in his pursuit of teaching. He will be transferring to the University of California, Irvine in the fall. Please join me in congratulating Richard Zabalos, the recipient of the Esther Espinosa
this evening in the spring, well, I'm going to give you a little bit more history about Teacher Track. In the spring of 1999, Dr. Fred Gaskin, Cerritos College president, and Dr. Robert Maxson, who was the president of Cal State Long Beach, formally began a partnership that launched Teacher Track. When Dr. Gaskin left Cerritos College, many community members and college colleagues wanted to give him a gift, and he insisted that in lieu of gifts, money could be donated to our foundation to begin a Teacher Track annual scholarships. Each year, an individual is selected and receives $1,000. Here to announce the Fred Gaskin Scholarship and say a few words about her journey is the first Gaskin Scholarship recipient, Tammy Francis.
Good evening, and congratulations, graduates. So proud of you. I was asked to tell a little bit of my story. I started at Cerritos College. I went here for 7 years. I took all the science classes you could take. I was going to be a pharmacist, and I walked into the guidance counselor's office, the admissions office, and I went up to the desk and I said, "Can I make an appointment with the counselor? I think it's time that I transfer. I've been here for 7 years and I need to move on, and I'll never be a pharmacist if I don't move on." And he looked at me and he said, "Are you interested in becoming an elementary teacher?" And it kind of threw me, and I was like, "Well, no, my grandmother was a teacher, but I never thought about being a teacher." He goes, "Well, we're starting this brand new program called the Teacher Track program. Would you be interested in being a part of our Teacher Track program?" And he just kept talking, and it just sounded better and better. And he goes, "Well, you have to go here for 2 more years." And I thought, well, I've already been here for 7, so what's 2 more? And everything he was saying about the program, he was like, "Well, this semester you're going to take these classes, and this semester you're going to take these classes, and in 2 years you're basically guaranteed to go to Cal State Long Beach, and these are the classes that you're going to be taking at Cal State Long Beach." And I just thought, wow, this just sounds amazing. And so I applied, and I stayed 2 more years, and there was only, as they said, there was only 12 of us. And we were outside in the courtyard. There wasn't enough of us to fit in here. And I'm so excited to see so many of you and the continuation of this program. And Sue Parsons came up to us about a month before graduation and said, "There's an opportunity for all of you to apply for a scholarship." And so we all applied for the scholarship. And I know exactly how all of you are feeling. And just like they said, nobody knows who's getting it. And you're sitting there and you're listening. And they announced my name, and I was so honored to receive this scholarship. Sorry, I'm emotional. And then it went on, I graduated, I got a job at Downey Unified School District, and I'm a current administrator there right now. And I actually went back I came back here to Cerritos College, and I taught the Teacher Track program for 8 years, and I currently have students, maybe some of you, I can't see all your faces, maybe some of you, I still have some of you come into our school and complete some of your hours. So, this tonight is about you, and Dr. Gaskin, if you could please come up here with me to help present this scholarship. I gotta put my glasses on for this. This year's recipient of the Fred Gaskin Scholarship felt that seeking a career in special education required working in the education field while completing her degree. She enrolled at Cerritos College after a 10-year hiatus and immersed herself in child development courses. She then joined Teacher Track and was able to experience a range of educational settings through her fieldwork and built meaningful relationships with mentors. She shared in her scholarship application that returning to college was terrifying. However, through her hard work, she has managed to maintain a 3.95 GPA while also working full-time as a behavioral interventionist in the Newport Mesa Unified School District. This student was also recently selected as the 2019 Phi Theta Kappa All-California Academic Team. It is with great pleasure that we introduce the 2019 Gaskin Scholarship recipient to Darnina Fallons.
See how honored I am to be here, and salute Sue and everybody who's been involved in the program. This is Tammy just said there were 12 students to begin with, and look at it now. And we were serious about it, but never that serious. And so congratulations to all of you. Teaching is a wonderful profession, and I think it's the greatest thing you can do.
But wait, there's more. So, Darnina, who I've also had the pleasure of working with, I'm excited to announce that the College of Education at Cal State Long Beach is graciously matching the Gaskin Scholarship. So Darnina will receive $2,000 in total. Here this evening to provide some remarks and also recognize Darnina is Dr. Shireen Pagri, the Dean of the College of Education.
Everyone, and congratulations to your entire graduating class of Teacher TRAC. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students at Cal State Long Beach, I am extending my warm welcome to all of you who are going to be joining us at Cal State Long Beach in a few short months. Make the most of your summer. You'll come back and be ready to go. It's indeed a pleasure to have and meet Dr. Gaskin today, who has really been so instrumental in forging these true, deep partnerships that, as you can see, are still growing over the last 20 years and will continue to grow and thrive over the next, well, more than 20 years. And again, wanting to just talk about how important this partnership is. We work closely with Sue, with your leadership team, with Colleen and your advising staff, and our faculty and staff to create this seamless pathway for Teacher TRAC students to come into our liberal studies program and then into our teacher credentialing programs. And you heard from some of our accomplished teachers now who are out making a significant impact in the field. So again, my warm congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to Darnina and the other scholarship recipients as well. And we look forward to bright stars and bright futures for all of you in the field of education. Congratulations.
At this time, I'm thrilled to introduce Michelle Pinedo, who is the Teacher TRAC graduate from the class of 2009, and she will be providing closing remarks for our ceremony this evening. Michelle graduated from La Mirada High School and then completed the Teacher TRAC program. She then transferred to Cal State Long Beach and completed their integrated teacher education program. She currently teaches in East Los Angeles, where she is a teacher leader and recently spoke in front of the California State Board of Education as a Teach Plus Policy Fellow. Thank you, Michelle, for returning to Cerritos College to share your continued journey and encourage our Teacher TRAC graduates this evening.
Good evening. It is an honor to be back on this campus and be here with you all tonight. Future educators and Teacher TRAC graduates of 2019, congratulations. You have chosen not only the most rewarding profession on this planet, but you have also chosen to take a path in which you will be given the opportunity to not only impact future generations, but also to learn more about yourself than you could have ever imagined possible. I'm going to start by sharing with you all my journey to becoming an educator, as well as 3 takeaways I've reflected along the way. As a child and through high school, I struggled academically. By the time I reached 9th grade, my academic gaps were so large that it was difficult for me to focus in class, but it was easy to become a distraction. I remember never feeling a connection with my teachers, and I was often sent outside of the classroom. Every time I was sent out of the class, to this day, I remember my teenage brain internalizing a message of, "You don't matter, and I don't care about you learning." I share with you this story not so that you can feel bad for me, but as a reminder that when children are acting out, There's always a reason. For some kids, myself included, it's more than one reason. I can also tell you what I don't remember. I don't ever remember a teacher asking me, "What's wrong? Are you okay? Do you need to talk?" These frequent experiences with not just one, but multiple teachers had me wondering, am I the only student who struggles to this depth, both academically and connecting to teachers? These feelings and thoughts led me to the teacher track program here at Cerritos College. Shortly after I was enrolled at Cerritos and took my placement test, I soon found that I tested in the lowest math class, English class, and I also needed to take a reading class. I couldn't believe how unprepared I felt for college. But as I asked more questions, I found that college readiness and having a choice about our future was sometimes non-existent for people of color like myself. I also came to a sad realization that a child's zip code has a strong correlation to their outcomes in life. It was at this time I started to notice a real opportunity gap. I began to see education inequity as a civil rights issue. And for me, this is one of the many reasons that I do the work I do every single day in East Los Angeles. I urge you to ground yourself in your why. Why do you want to become a teacher? What's your story? I'm going to now share with you all 3 takeaways I'm continuously reminding myself of as I navigate through my teaching career. Just a quick caveat, any student stories, please know I've changed their name to protect their identity. And with that being said, the first thing I've taken away in this journey is the need to having a growth mindset. My student Jennifer taught me the importance of having a growth mindset very early on in my career, and that sometimes we as teachers have to find different strategies to connect with our students. On the first day of school, because Jennifer was not following directions, I asked her to move her clip down. When I asked her to do this in such a calm voice, she began to scream, push all the stuff off her desk, proceeded to get her backpack from the cabinet, pack up, and tell me, "I'm going home, I hate you." I began to use what triggered her as a guide for me to try different strategies. But it wasn't until I took the time to actually sit down and talk with her one-on-one that I really got to know her story. She shared with me about her parents and how they constantly argued. She shared with me things she experienced as a child, things she had seen and heard. And keep in mind, she was only 8. After several lunches with Jennifer, she slowly started to come around in class. We found alternative strategies for her to use if she got upset or angry. We practiced what it looks like to accept feedback. If you're thinking how much Jennifer grew, think about how much I also grew from this experience. I'm constantly reminding myself that when students are struggling with behavior, they are trying to communicate with me that they are hurt, not getting enough sleep at night, or that they don't understand the way I'm teaching or what I'm teaching. Or maybe they are trying to process why their parents were yelling at each other the night before. These precious kids do not need discipline, or to be suspended or expelled. They need love, consistency, accountability, an adult who they can trust, who loves, respects, and believes in them. The second thing I've taken away from this journey, along with having a growth mindset, is to constantly look at all the work I do with a lens of, is this what's best for kids? With 1 out of 10 students dropping out of high school in California, we need to have the courage to make every decision around what we do as an educator and what is expected of us to do with the lens of, is this what's best for our kids? For example, is it best for kids to use a specific curriculum exactly as it is designed to be delivered, or is it best for our kids that us educators take the time to fearlessly dissect the curriculum and make it culturally relevant and rigorous for kids in a way that they can connect to and access, but also that they would be more engaged in? The answer is yes, right? But the next question would be, are you willing to find a way to start that conversation? I think it's crucial that we are also doing what's best for kids by being willing to advocate at state levels and within our districts or organizations as well. I've had the opportunity to work as a teaching policy fellow for both Los Angeles and the state of California. And this exposed me to a deeper understanding of the ed policy world because it helped me to see more than just my school. I began to notice that many decisions at the state capitol are rooted in money and political interests, not in the interest for kids. The State Department of Education appeared shocked to see teachers like myself at committee meetings. Shocked because it's usually paid lobbyists. and or other people who have nothing to do with education, who are years removed from the classroom sometimes, and they are advocating on behalf of our children. The disconnect is pretty real, and it's sad. Our children deserve so much more. I think we can also do more to put students first by advocating for more mental health services in schools. Devastatingly, with suicide being the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 18, we need to recognize that 1 out of 3 students in underserved communities are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. But in most schools, we only focus on the 1 or 2 kids who are really struggling emotionally because of certain behaviors they are exhibiting. What about all the other kids who are quote-unquote compliant, but fly under the radar and struggle internally with managing and expressing their thoughts or how they feel about their traumatic experiences? We can teach kids all the academic skills they need, but if we aren't willing to address mental health not only first, but continuously, then really, what are we preparing our children for? While having a growth mindset and finding multiple ways to do what's best for kids, the third, and probably the most important thing I've taken away is to make sure, just like you would on a plane, that you have to put your oxygen mask on first. Sadly, 44% of teachers quit teaching within their first 6 years. So what would you do differently to maintain and sustain your needs so that you can be the best teacher possible for your students? For me, I'm starting to get more into mindfulness meditations, listening to affirmations, and just being in nature. I finally began to realize how much those activities renew and sustain me. Having a growth mindset, constantly looking at all aspects of education with the lens of, is this what's best for kids? And remembering to put my oxygen mask on first are the 3 biggest takeaways I've had within this educational journey. I could share with you a handful more, but we'd be here through the weekend. However, if you ever want to collaborate, volunteer, observe my class, or the amazing educators at my school, consider this your invitation. I'm sure we can work something out with Colleen so we could connect and collaborate. But remember, it's important to stay connected. Some of my best friends to this day I met here in the Teacher Track program. This is such an exciting and transformational time to be in education. And I truly believe the Teacher Track program is a unique experience that provides future educators a high-quality foundation to start their educational profession with. The Teacher Track experience is also one that puts you in a position to participate in upper-level course discussions with a lens that not many other people at the school you're transferring to will have. And as we close out, I'd like to leave you with this final note. Whether you end up in a charter, a traditional public school, a private school, or a Montessori school, be about schools who do good for kids, where kids are happy, enjoy learning, and have teachers who respect them. It's us teachers who have created this sort of rivalry, if you will, between charters and traditional public schools. And to be honest, these conversations are extremely divisive and they do nothing for the best interests of children. Instead, we can change these conversations to be about finding high-quality schools, no matter what kind of school they are, and expose their best practices. Again, a conversation that's putting the best interests of kids first. Teacher Track graduates of 2019. It will be you, your growth mindset, as well as your collective knowledge to continue to advocate for what's in the best interest of children in all situations so that we can both peacefully and strategically develop a solution to end one of the biggest civil rights issues of our time.
And thank you again to everyone for attending our ceremony this evening. That does mark the end, but Teacher Track students, I want to once again recognize you for your hard work and thank you for allowing us to assist you in the beginning of your journey to becoming a teacher. You have some amazing role models that you've heard from up here this evening that hopefully have inspired you to continue to work towards those goals. I invite the graduates and everyone in the audience to join us for a reception across the way in the administrative quad. Graduates, before leaving to celebrate with your families, we'd like you to come up here on the stage and take a picture with our staff in the audience as well as those that are here so that we have a new picture to put up on our webpage to show you all off to the next group of Teacher Track students. And then after we take that picture, we're going to ask you to stop and get your certificates and then join your families in the administrative quad. So once again, please join me in one last round of applause for our graduates.